Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I will be discussing about a very interesting topic, and that is graphology. Graphology basically is knowing the personality with handwriting. Handwriting is actually brain writing. Handwriting is a body language cast on paper, the architectural blueprint of consciousness. Graphology is the ability to analyze handwriting to determine personality traits and characteristics at the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. On the sheet of the paper, every part of the sheet of the paper is given an aspect of personality. You will find out if someone is spiritual, social, or materialistic, religious, or philosophical. It will also tell you what is the physical energy and the sexual drive of a person, the nature of the person, a person's personality, with the help of their style of writing, the pressure in the handwriting, the size, the slant, the spacing, etc. The fact is that appearance can be deceptive, but handwriting never lies. Handwriting reveals how the writer thinks, feels, and behaves. Graphology not only examines the behavior but the subconscious or the whys that lie behind actions, providing information that could not be established in any other way or in such a quick way. Handwriting can also reveal a lot about a person's personality and traits because it reflects their unconscious thoughts and feelings. It can be analyzed by how a person writes. Now, analyzing the handwriting can be used for personality assessment in any area of human activity where people interact, like, for example, recruitment, management skills, career guidance, compatibility and assessments for business and personal relationships. Uh, Personal profiling means a person can understand whether which area the person has to develop. The person gets a self awareness of the positives and the negatives of their life, and it is also used for document examination in for forensic department. We also can understand whether the person has negative or a positive attitude, whether the person is a leader or a follower. We can understand about the energy level of a person, whether the person is an extrovert or introvert, whether a person is a good listener or a bad listener. We also can understand whether a person can work under pressure or not. It also helps in making a career choice. It also helps in relationships, selecting a life partner or a business partner. Also, maintaining friendship, etc. In this video, I will be discussing about the basic analysis, and in the next video, I will discuss about the letter types, its shape, and its attributes in judging a person's personality. So, handwriting is brain writing. Handwriting originates from the brain when a mental picture of letters and words are formed. Now, the brain sends this mental picture to your fingers through the nervous system in the form of impulses or pulses. Now, these pulses translate your movements with a pen on a piece of paper to form characters we call letters. When a person writes something, their fingers do the writing, but their brain dictates how to write. That's why people can write using their feet and mouth, in which case the pulses are sent there instead of hands. Handwriting is a means by which you express yourself. It's a record of your subconscious mind and a reflection of your character, personality, and emotions at the time of writing. Now, the handwriting is an expression of your personality. Hence, a systematic analysis of the way words and letters are formed can reveal traits of personality. How to find it? With the size of the letter, the degree and the regularity of the slanting, ornamentation, angularity, curvature, general appearance and impression of the writing, the pressure of upward and downward strokes, the smoothness of the writing, and many more. So, to start with, let us understand the size and the proportion of letters. We all know that we have three zones: the upper zone, the middle zone, and the lower zone. Now, the upper zone tells about the intellectual and the spiritual level of a person. The middle zone tells about the everyday social and self activity and the day to day concerns. The lower zone tells about the unconscious or instinctual drives. Now, to look at the size of someone's handwriting, focus mainly on the middle zone where the majority of lowercase letters are located. The large letters demands attention. Person who writes small letters, they are modest and unassuming. They have a strong focus and concentration. They can work on one thing at a time. They cannot do multitasking. The next aspect that we have to consider is the margins. Now, if a person has a wide left margin, means the writer is running away from past. They are more future oriented. They are risk takers and they are extravagant. The people who have narrow left margin, they are attached to past. They refer to past for all the decision. They are attached to old things or memories. They are scared of taking risks or they are insecure. The person who have narrow right margin, they are go-getter kind of a person. They want to explore new opportunities. They have a feeling of certainty about their moves. They believe in risk taking. People who have right wide margin, they do not believe in taking risks. They do not leave their comfort zone. They're very cautious about their approach. They are fearful about the future. People who have even margin all around the sides, they are balanced and self-disciplined. People who have no margins all the way around, these people are insecure. Here you can see the example here, and this, there is no margin at all. The next aspect is about the pressure. Now, heavy pressure in the handwriting means the person is emotionally intense. The feelings are more enduring. They remember events for a longer time, and the writer is more vigorous. And the people who have light pressure, these people, they are low in energy. They do not remember things for longer. They have little energy or vitality. They cannot sit for long hours. The next aspect is looking at the slant. Now, the person who has right slant in their handwriting means these persons are very much expressive. They want to reach out to people. They are eager to move ahead and they lose control over their feelings. People who have left slant, they do not like to show emotions. They are reserved kind of a person. They do not want to talk about themselves. They come across as cold or indifferent kind of a people. They do not like to make friends easily. The people who have straight handwriting means their mind rules their heart. They do not like to express. They do not lose emotional control and they are known to give good advice. Here you can see this example that this is right slant example and this is a left slant example and this is a straight handwriting. The next aspect is a size. Now, large handwriting in a person means these people are outgoing and extroverted. They have poor concentration ability. They demand attention and they love to meet people. Whereas people who have small handwriting, it's a sign of introversion, thriftiness. They can concentrate well. They do not like gatherings. They are reserved and reticent. The next aspect is spacing, word spacing. Now, wide word spacing means They need distance from others. They lack trust. They avoid arguments. And people who have narrow word spacing, it's a sign of insecurity. They have excessive need for company. They cannot stay alone. They lack sense of personal boundary. Now, the next aspect is the letter spacing. Now, the space between the letters shows the writer's need for personal space. Now, if there is plenty of space between each letter, here in this example, you can see there is a lot of space between each letter. Now, these people, they do not like to be in crowded places and they need a lot of personal space. Now, when the letters are too close or maybe overlapping, means these people prefer to be around people and get lonely easily. Person who have crowded letters, or maybe the letters are very close together, they might have a hard time giving others the personal space that they need. The next aspect is the line spacing. Now, spaces in lines show how a person reacts in the relationship. So, when a person has wide, even spaces between the lines, just like this example that you can see here, there is a wide space. Now, these people, they have clear and organized thinking and they have a good sense of boundary. They hold back until they have cooled off in any situation, unlike the narrow spacing between lines. Now, these people, they immediately react to situations, and these people, they are overly familiar with others and they have trouble with personal boundaries. The next aspect is the baseline slope. Now, the slope of lines gives insight into the writer's outlook on life and mood. The upward slope, like we can see in this example, they are generally optimistic, and the downward slope, they are pessimistic. And the leveled handwriting means the person is balanced. Now, let us understand the type of handwriting. Means if the handwriting is angular. Now, what do you mean by angular handwriting? Letters are pointed, they are sharply formed, and their general appearance is that of straight lines or angles. Now, there is no curve in the handwriting. Now, these people are mentally alert. They are full of enthusiasm. They have manual skills and have aggressive personality. Like in this example, can you see this? Like this. So it's kind of they have this pointed N and pointed letters. Now, the next type of handwriting is the arcade. Means that the middle zone of the writing is humped or rounded at the top. Like you can see over here, the N is round and humped like this. So, these kind of writers are loyal, they are protective, they are independent, trustworthy, and methodical. But negatively, they can be secretive, stubborn, and hypocritical. The next type of handwriting is garland. Now, garland is like an inverted arcade and it is people oriented script. Means these writers, they write M's and N's and H's in the opposite way to the arcade writer, like the cups. Like here in the example, can you see this? This. Now, this kind of people, they love being helpful and they love being involved. The next type of handwriting is a thread like handwriting. These writers are mentally alert and adaptable, but can also be elusive and lack patience. They are responders rather than initiators. They can be very clever at drawing together strands of information and making something of them. So, this is an example you can see in this picture. The next type of handwriting is wavy line kind of handwriting. Now, wavy line handwriting is often an amalgam of all or most of the other forms that is usually written by people who are mentally mature and skillful. It shows that they can call on a variety of responses to suit the occasion and indicates good coping mechanisms. That means they are adaptable and resourceful. In the next video, we will be discussing more about handwriting. Till then, thank you so much.